Let's take you to our developing story unfolding in Mpumalanga, where sadly we had learned earlier today of a devastating crash involving 2 minibus taxis and a truck, claiming the lives of 4 people. Our reporter, Nonhlanhla, is currently at the scene for us and joins us now live. That's Nonhlanhla Jele. Nonhlanhla, I imagine authorities are still going through that scene. What are you able to tell us about the circumstances leading to that crash?
Indeed, good morning to you, Ayanda, and to the viewers at home. Maybe just a correction from earlier on. We initially reported that 7 people died in this crash scene, but we know that it is actually 4 people that died in this accident scene. I'm just going to move away just so you can see what is currently happening. 3 people were burnt beyond recognition in this minibus taxi, Ayanda, that you see in front of us. 1 person was actually found on the other side of this truck. It is unclear at this point as to whether he or she was part of this minibus taxi or if he was a walker-by, because his body was found on the other side. We understand, of course, as you said, that 2 minibus taxis were involved in this truck. It is reported that 1 minibus taxi lost its trailer, causing this truck, Ayanda, to crash into the trailer, subsequently losing control and crashing on the other side of the road. This minibus taxi that we see, Ayanda, here came at a speed and crashed into this truck that had already crashed onto the other side of the road, therefore also catching fire, where we have seen the 3 people whose bodies were already identified and taken out of this truck. We understand that at this point, of the 4 people, police were able to tell us that so far 2 people are males, and the other 2 at this point it is not quite clear their gender as to whether they are male or female. Of course, these people, the bodies have been recovered, and as you can see, traffic is slowly moving on the N4, Ayanda, with authorities ensuring that people are adhering to the speed limit while this accident scene is being cleared up. Ayanda, we also understand that one of the trailers which was going with this taxi that burnt beyond recognition, illicit cigarettes were found in this taxi, or in this trailer rather, Ayanda. At this point, we do not know the street value of these illicit cigarettes, but of course I'm sure police are going to give us a figure later on in the evening as when they are done with this crash scene. But so far, Ayanda, 11 people in the other taxi, which initially lost its load earlier on, are all fine, and we understand that only the driver sustained injuries and was rushed to hospital. But one of the witnesses in that taxi, Ayanda, said to us that he was a bit confused, especially when the accident happened. Ulungile is just trying to show you the occupants of the other taxi that survived this crash. We spoke to them earlier on this morning when we got to the scene, and they say it is by the grace of God that they survived, because what was happening at this point was terrible. She says to us, this lady, that when their taxi was crashed by that truck, it started spinning around and subsequently landed on the other side of the road, and on oncoming traffic, but luckily for them it was stuck on the other side. So what we are seeing is that police are currently taking their statements, of course witness accounts, as to what happened. We understand also, Ayanda, that all the occupants of these taxis, including the driver of this truck, are all Mozambican nationals. One taxi was moving from Mozambique to Johannesburg. The other taxi was moving from Johannesburg to Mozambique. So, Ayanda, we are currently here on the scene. We do know that 4 people have actually lost their lives, 3 burnt beyond recognition, 1 person found on the other side of this truck. Authorities are on the ground, Ayanda, clearing up the scene. On the other side of where we are is another trailer, so both taxis were pulling trailers, and one trailer is right where we are with, that has been found with the illicit cigarettes.